9 days.
Well, Jeff, Gwinnett County, as you know, got singled out because it had rejected absentee ballots at rates that exceeded the rates of other Georgia counties. So now the Gwinnett County Board of Elections is about to convene to count those ballots, producing hundreds of new votes. Here's the data. 363 of the new ballots are absentee ballots, previously rejected because of minor paperwork errors. 15 of them are provisional ballots, most of them previously rejected because of signature mismatches. 113 ballots are military and overseas ballots sent in since the November 6th election. That's a total of 492 new ballots. One key question is whether these new ballots could impact the 7th District congressional race between Democrat Carolyn Bourdeaux and Republican incumbent Rob Woodall. The answer at this point appears to be no. Woodall is ahead by 533 votes. Gwinnett is approving only 492 new ballots. And they're likely to include votes for 2 other congressional districts outside of the 7th. Today, a judge rejected an emergency motion filed by Bourdeaux to broaden the provisional ballot count to include voters producing out-of-county addresses. Meantime, Republican Brian Kemp, the gubernatorial candidate, is still some 55,000 votes ahead of Democrat Stacey Abrams, and whatever happens here over the next hour or so will impact that negligibly.